When I hear a black man now is now in the situation now we are no father in the household. The household full of abortion, full of drugs. You understand? The woman running the house. You know what's gonna happen?
Yo. What the bumbo clot to them boy?
We ain't gonna be able to run nothing. Right. Because the structure that the Most High have set on the earth for us to take charge of the earth, that have been messed up. That have been destroyed. Right.
I.S.U.P.K.
Anyway, my dogs go in on the street, them bad. Gun talking up with jeans member. If any somebody ever treat them bad, send the pussy them but meet them God. Louis V kicks pan we feed them bad. Catch a new drip, dog they beat them bad. Look how we just come and we a beat them bad. You know sister we's them dad. Hey, but anyway though, this a no playground. The Glock 19, they have to stay round. Nah take no check with me payroll. Anything rise up.
But in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding generally, and we're going to make you understand what we need to do as a nation, as a race of people to reset order back on the earth. Right? You will give me the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3 in the meantime, Babu Shah. Alright? It's time for the so-called black man, native Indian man and woman. I'll be stressing the woman also to step up. You understand? Step up and hold your man, black woman. Because we must understand that the Chinese woman was made for the Chinese man. And the East Indian woman was made for the East Indian man. These things are hard things to swallow, so-called black man. And when you walk around today, when you see the so-called society of blacks, native Indians and Hispanics start falling apart, these are the patterns we see. These are the things we see, so-called black man, the things that was not given unto us as knowledge from the Most High. You see a black man with an East Indian woman or a Chinese woman. Now you have rejected your own race and your own people to marry somebody of another nation. Watch how many sisters that have out here. And now you walking around with an East Indian woman. You understand? That knows nothing about your culture. Knows nothing about your identity. Knows nothing about your God. You think an East Indian woman going to tell you, come let me serve the Lord? Nah. She going to tell you about Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. She going to tell you about Diwali. You understand? You must learn, so-called black man, Hispanic man and native Indian man as a race of people to cleave unto your own. And when they come into the I.S.U.P.K under commanding generally, these are the things that are going to make you understand the history according to the Bible. These are the things that are going to make us understand what caused the flood, so-called black man, marrying into other races. The Most High had to destroy the earth and reset things again. And the so-called black man must preserve himself from these disasters. Because when we break these laws, we make things go off course on the earth. The Most High going to pull the rug from under we. So the so-called black man must learn to stick with his people. Stick with your women. Stick with your black women, native Indian and Hispanic. Not the Chinese and the East Indian and the Japanese. And give your strength to them and make offspring for them and weaken your nation, so-called black man. And not accept their gods and their cultures and the way they do things. If they are custom eating dog, where you think the Chinese want to cook for you, so-called black man? It's dog they'll cook for you. You understand what I'm saying? If the East Indian woman are custom eating conchs and shellfish, that is what they'll cook for you. And when they look, you're getting cholera. You understand what I'm saying? When they cook bad for you, you're getting the coronavirus. The so-called black man must have a boldness in his spirit to understand that he must stand up and stick with his own. You must have that pride within yourself, so-called black man, because you know the society is so weak and so effeminate. They hate to see you with some kind of arrogance or some sort of pride in your so-called black man, because they hate masculinity. Imagine you as a priest and a prophet and a king on the earth. You understand? And when I'm watching you, you ain't find it proud, because the black man walking with the culture, with the fringes, with the beard. You understand what I'm saying? Eating the right things and operating a certain way. But you must have some pride and must want that in your spirit to be a Jew. You must want that within you, so-called black man, to be an Israelite according to the Bible. You can't walk around here inferior. You understand? You must have some sort of arrogance within you to want to reclaim your people and your culture and to run this planet, so-called black man. Right? Just give me the structure of the home Babakasha. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
The head of who?
Every man is Christ.
The head of every black, native Indian and Hispanic man is Christ. This is what you must understand. The head of every black man is Christ. And what we think, are effeminate can come and rule over blacks, native Indians and Hispanics? Well, you must be sadly mistaken. Christ is a black man from the tribe of Judah. And no weak East Indian or no weak so-called white man, or no weak Chinese can ever rule over blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics.
Right.
This must be a man with power, a man that understands the workings of the Most High.
Right.
Read on.
And the head of the woman is the man.
And the what?
The head of the woman is the man.
And the head of the woman is the man. And we're talking about the so-called black woman. Your head so-called black woman is the man. And what does society do? Society start weakening the so-called black man, making the so-called black man now become effeminate and weak. So now you more desire the other races than to desire your own woman. Because you know what's going on at the end of the day? Because of this society, she dictating your pace and showing you how you should operate. And now you turn away from your God and putting your wife and your children in danger. It's time for the so-called black man to wake up and claim back his culture and identity.
Right.
Reclaim your boldness, so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man.
Right.
And stand with your wife and establish yourself as the head of the home.
Right.
As the head of your woman.
Right.
Of the head of your sons and daughters, so-called black man.
Right.
These is realities you must face. Look at the dangers that so-called black families in right now. How a black family can survive without having a black man as the head of the home. You have some man hanging around, some effeminate. You understand? Some sneakily, weakly. You understand what I'm saying? He's sleeping with man and he's sleeping with woman. And he trying to say he can protect you. And protect your household. That can never happen, so-called black man.
Right.
That's why the Lord gave him an order that he must be the head of the woman.
Right.
Because the woman is the weaker vessel.
Right.
The woman is who the other races is going to attack to destroy the black home.
Right.
The woman is the one that is going to be targeted, so-called black man, to get to you, to destroy you. Why are we seeing all these things, LGBTQ? Why are we seeing abortions? Why are we seeing all these things, so-called black man? Why are we seeing these things twerking? Because these things have been set up against the so-called black man.
Right.
And the so-called black man must stand up and know that my wife is my possession.
That's right.
And I'm going to defend that with all my might.
Right. Right.
With everything that the Most High placed in we.
Right.
And the so-called black man, you know what we just do? We just pretend we can't understand that. But you know, if you buy a nice BMW or some Lexus or something, and you have it parked up on the side of the road, you know what will happen? If men come hanging around your BMW and a Lexus, saying down on it, and they're trying to open the door to go in, you know what you're coming and do? You're coming and run them away from your BMW and run them away from your Lexus.
Right.
Because you know that is your possession.
Right.
And that is the same spirit the so-called black man must put on to defend he black woman.
That's right.
No, that woman is your possession.
Right.
And if that is your possession, so-called black man, you have now a responsibility.
That's
You
right.
can't have power without responsibility, so-called black man.
Right.
And you having power over that woman in your household, then you have a responsibility to defend that woman, so-called black man.
Right.
And that is the spirit the Lord wants us to put on, to be able to march forward and defend your home, defend your wife, and defend your children at all costs.
Right.
And when we say wife, we're talking about wife or wives.
Right.
Let me get that inside one time.
Right.
Here. This is what the so-called black man must understand. It had no way, you know, we have the traditional thing we hear in your home, man. These things are not according to the Bible.
Right.
If a man so choose, he can have more than one wife.
That's right.
This is what society don't like to hear. Because they understand how to control and dictate the progress and the success of black families.
Right.
By pushing this Christian culture on us as a nation of people. You understand? As a matter of fact, if most women get real right now, your man always had more than one wife.
Right.
I doubt it right now, a man report as well and say, yeah, well, I only one woman I ever was with. Because that is not with culture.
Right.
That is not with spirit.
Right.
And that is not what the most are required for a so-called black
That's
man.
right.
You might know. You understand what I'm saying? But bet this, your man have a next woman.
Right.
Because that is the culture of the so-called black man.
That's right.
That is what is in his spirit according to God.
Right.
We as the priests in the I.S.U.P.K, that's getting the hardcore truth. And I thought no man right now in Port of Spain can stand up and say nothing against that.
Right.
But when you know the Lord do what we to do, he don't want me to sleep with them women and put them away.
Right.
When you sleep with that black woman, keep that black woman. That's
That's
a wife.
right.
She ain't bound to be able to cook, to clean, to wash, or to do whatever a certain way. That is your wife,
Right.
according to the Bible. That is your property.
That's right.
You ain't buying no BMW from the Lord and then put it on the side of the road and abandon it.
No.
You understand? And all kind of other man jumping in your car
Right.
and test driving it.
Right.
If you have 6 car, the 6 car is yours.
Right.
That is according to God. Give me the scripture again, Babakasha.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man,
The head of the woman is the man. Wake up and understand your culture, so-called black man. Compare, use a big man, use a big, because we're the Satan. Use a big bad man. And you hiding from your wife because you ain't watching the sea with our next woman. That is madman thing. We teaching rulership here, according to the Bible. But you hiding from your wife because you ain't watching the sea, you have another girl. That is rubbish. That thing what the white man does do. If you don't understand this so-called black man, that is where divorce come from. Right? That is where the divorce come from, so-called black man. Because you know what the white man teach me? To get this next woman, you had to get rid of this woman to get this new woman. But that is not according to the scripture, so-called black man. Know your culture and understand who you are. When you sleep with a woman according to the scriptures, that is your wife. These things are going to avoid also abortions. Because most of the time, when a man sleep with a woman, he over bacchanal boss. So you know what he's doing? He only tell she girl you had an abortion. Because you don't want the next woman to know. But these things are ungodly practices, so-called black man. Bring the seed of Israel on the earth. Flood the earth with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And teach them the laws of the Most High power. This is what we're supposed to do, so-called black man, as the scriptures say, for us to be fruitful and multiply. And we're only talking about black people here. Stop running around, so-called black man, in a weak way, in an effeminate way. You understand? Stop making the society make you an effeminate, so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man. Give me the above this, like Deuteronomy 7 and 6, I believe, Babakasha. Because we are certain people on the earth. And the world don't want the so-called black man to understand that he is a specific type of people. They run about everybody is human being. That ain't not according to the scriptures. That ain't according to history. And that not according to archaeology. We are not the same as other races, so-called black man. We are separate people. We are a separate people, so-called black man. So time for we to step up the game and come up from all them mamsy-pamsy thing we be going on. Stop running and hiding from your wife. You understand what I'm saying? And make the world to understand that this is we culture. We have many in the I.S.U.P.K under Commandant General YAHANNA. All kind of 9-10 wife. Every child taken care of. Strong homes. With strong economic structures. With strong moral values. Wake up, so-called black man, and let me rebuild this earth. Let me reclaim we culture. Stop making this society weakness. You are picket fence with one child. Run your house. You understand what I'm saying? I'm born about always kings. That is a joke. But we go bring it real for your so-called black man. Give me that scripture, Babakasha.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
What kind of people we are?
A holy people.
So according to the Bible, the Lord saying that we are holy people. The word holy means Quadash in the Hebrew. Salah is Quadash in the Hebrew, which means separate. The Lord said that Israelites, blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics are separate people. Are separate people. So there are many people on the earth, but we are separate people according to biblical history. Read on.
Unto the Most High thy power, the Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people.
What the Lord did?
Chosen thee to be a special people.
Now the Lord chose you to be the same as the Chinese and the Japanese.
Hath chosen thee to be a special people.
Now the Lord chose us to be the same as the East Indians and the Africans.
Hath chosen thee to be a special people.
The Lord chose us to be a special people, so-called black man. And as I mentioned Africans, we are not Africans. Let me slide that in one time. We are Israelites. We are dark-skinned people. As the East Indians is also a dark-skinned people. The Africans is also a dark-skinned people. These are things the so-called black man wasn't taught. There's only one race on the planet that is not a dark-skinned people, and that is the so-called white man. The Chinese have dark-skinned people. The Arabs have dark-skinned people. So now we ain't talking about color. We're talking about a bloodline. We're talking about a race of people. We are a special people. Blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics. Read on.
Unto himself, above all people.
What we is?
A special people unto himself. Above all people.
Blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics are above all people. Above all people, which means above all races. Read on.
That are upon the face of the earth.
And this is what the world don't want you to know, so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man. that we are a special people that are supposed to be above all people that are on the face of the earth. This is what we don't understand. You know why we can't see it? You know why we can't see it? Because everybody always trying to integrate us into other races. That's why all the things here, the Martin Luther King movement and all these movements was planned to destroy the so-called black man.
Right.
Now we integrated. We is all one. We is all human. What you say down here, Jahaji Bai, but I heard that the boat. But these things are lies.
Right.
You understand? Before 1845, we know nothing about no Jahaji Bai.
Right.
Was the black man back in strain alone.
Right.
Planting over all the lands in Caroni
Right.
that the East Indians have today.
Right.
What Jahaji Bai we talking about? Know your history, so-called black man, is right in these scriptures. But your Christian pastor won't bring this out to you.
Right.
Jahaji Bai and all the East Indians staying on all the land in Caroni,
Right.
who cut down all them forest trees in Caroni, who
Right.
plant up all the lands in Caroni.
Right.
They come in and tell the government, well, yeah, you know, we planted the lands in Caroni,
Right.
so we deserve X, Y, and Z.
Right.
They deserve nothing.
Right. Right.
That's what we must understand,
Right.
so-called black man. Even the Hispanics, the Venezuelans, that the East Indians tried to spit on here in Trinidad, they were across in Trinidad long before. They were here even before the so-called black man came across on slave ships.
Right.
Though we is one family, they came across here first. If you do the history in the scriptures, and according to archaeology, you're going to see the so-called black man. Wake up and understand who you are.
Right.
Wake up and understand who you are, so-called black man,
Right.
Native Indian man, and Hispanic man.
Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from